Good evening and welcome to our special coverage of the latest developments in the Middle East. Here's a detailed look at the current state of affairs across the region. Iran's role in regional politics. Iran remains at the heart of Middle Eastern geopolitics. The nation's continued support for armed groups in Lebanon, Iraq, and Yemen has drawn widespread criticism. However, there is some progress in diplomacy. Talks between Iran and Saudi Arabia, mediated by China, have shown signs of reducing tensions. Analysts, however, warn that deep-seated ideological and political differences remain a significant hurdle. Iran's nuclear program is also in the spotlight. Efforts to revive the 2015 nuclear agreement have stalled, with Western nations accusing Tehran of non-compliance. Iran counters these claims, insisting its nuclear ambitions are entirely peaceful and calling for the removal of economic sanctions. Saudi Arabia's economic vision. Saudi Arabia is forging ahead with its Vision 2030 initiative, led by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. The kingdom is investing heavily in transformative projects like NEOM, a futuristic city designed to revolutionize urban living. While progress is notable, challenges such as financial sustainability and criticism over human rights persist. Diplomatically, Saudi Arabia has taken an active role in mediating conflicts, including those in Yemen and Sudan. Riyadh continues to strengthen its global partnerships, especially with China and the European Union, asserting its leadership in the Gulf region. Economic challenges in Lebanon. Lebanon faces one of its darkest economic crises, described by the World Bank as among the worst in modern history. The Lebanese pound's freefall has triggered hyperinflation and widespread poverty. Political gridlock has paralyzed reform efforts, worsening the living conditions for millions. Protests across major cities are a stark reminder of citizens' demand for change and accountability. International aid remains conditional on Lebanon implementing meaningful reforms to address corruption and governance issues. Conflict in Yemen. The humanitarian crisis in Yemen persists. Despite a ceasefire agreement reached in late 2024, fighting between Houthi rebels and government forces has resumed in several areas. The United Nations warns that millions are at risk of famine, with aid delivery hampered by ongoing violence. The nearly decade-long conflict, often seen as a proxy war between Saudi Arabia and Iran, remains unresolved despite diplomatic efforts. Turkey's domestic and foreign policy. Turkey is navigating a period of domestic and international challenges. On the home front, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan faces growing economic discontent, with soaring inflation adding to public frustration. Upcoming elections later this year could be pivotal for his political future. Externally, Turkey maintains its involvement in regional conflicts like Syria and Libya. Its relations with NATO allies are strained, particularly over its purchase of Russian S-400 missile systems. Meanwhile, Ankara is also deepening ties with Moscow and Beijing. These stories highlight the interconnected and often volatile nature of Middle Eastern geopolitics. Stay with us for more updates and in-depth analysis as we continue to monitor these developments. End of segment.